You guys, what's going on? It's Lucas. I'm coming to you guys because prior to this vlog, I guess, and I know it's been a while, but here's to hoping things start calming down in life for me and John and my grandma and just my family in general to be able to get back into this. So, prior to this video, you should have seen the vehicle that I did have. Here in just a few seconds, I'm going to show you guys some clips, and then I'm going to introduce you guys to the vehicle that I have now. With those clips, it will kind of give you an explanation as to what happened. So I'm going to show you guys that stuff, and then we'll talk about the events of that after I show you guys the vehicle. Actually, we're going to talk about it now. So obviously you guys seen those little clips, which will kind of gives away as to what happened. So on our way to Kansas the night before Thanksgiving, we were headed there to surprise my mom for Thanksgiving. So she didn't know we were coming up at all. This whole thing was set up with my grandma, John, me, and just communicating with my brother. So we get to Eureka, Kansas. We're about an hour and a half away from our destination. And I was on the phone, actually. And I'll probably bring my brother in a little bit on this video or whatever. And that way you can get his thoughts and stuff. Because I know it must have been traumatizing for him. He doesn't remember if he heard anything, but we'll just go. I'll let him talk on that point if he wants to.
Hey guys, I'm just coming on here to help Lucas out with a video for when he got into a car wreck with his Ford Bronco. He hit a deer, and he just wants me to give my reaction because I was on the phone with him while they got into the car wreck with the deer. And he wanted to give my reaction, so my only reaction that I can really remember, it was around Thanksgiving that it happened, is we were on the phone, I was phoning into the apartment. All of a sudden, I don't think I heard any like crash or anything, but I heard my grandma say we hit a deer, and all of a sudden the phone line goes dead. It was supposed to be a surprise for my mom, so I got out of my car. Well, I parked my car, got out of my car, ran inside. She didn't know that they were coming. She thought we were about to have to drive to Missouri to actually save them, but they were an hour away from us. But yeah, my heart was racing. I was like, okay, what the just happened? And so I checked the location and all that, kept trying to get a hold of them, and then finally got a hold of them, and it was a deer. And I got my car ready, went and picked them up. So yeah, that's my reaction. I mean, definitely say I was pretty freaked out, but I can't remember exactly how freaked out I was because, like I said, a lot of adrenaline right there, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, there's my reaction for the car wreck.
Anyways, so in the state of Kansas, by the way, you're not allowed to hunt within 400 yards of a main highway. We were driving on a main highway. 400 yards is what, 4 football fields, maybe bigger, maybe more. And 2 guys chased an 8-point buck into the road and of course I was the driver, John was in the passenger side. He had our dog Taz, Grandma was in the back seat with our new puppy, Jax. So going into that a little bit, I forgot my selfie tripod, so I'm trying to do this with my hand. But anyways, so yeah, all I remember hearing is the crazy thing is I was on the phone with my brother. We were talking about going to Top Golf, and I had just got off the phone with my bonus grandma, talking to her about some medications that my mom was on, because again, she didn't know we were coming. So I was making some plans to surprise them and take them to go do some things. So yeah, so that's what happened. Shout out to the lady that gave John her Willie Nelson shirt. I'm betting that shirt was super special, and it meant a lot that, you know, because all airbags but one deployed. The one that didn't deploy saved me and my grandma's life. Luckily and unluckily, John's arm saved his life. The dogs were okay. None of them were, you know, exposed or harmed, thank God. And thank God that the rest of us are okay as well. But John broke his wrist because when my grandma yelled deer, he threw his arm up to brace for the hit, and the airbag that went off right here is what hit his arm. It also busted it open, so, which is why the lady gave him her shirt, because John is on medication that thins out his blood. I'm not sure if I can say certain medications, but yeah. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of give you guys the rundown. And when I mentioned that deer thing, by the way, is because those guys literally were 10 feet behind that deer. How I know that is because they were standing there and they admitted it to me. I had thanked them. I said, thank you for stopping. And they're like, well, we didn't stop. We were chasing the deer. So they admitted it to me. And of course, when the police and help showed up, they were no longer there, because I was telling the officer who had stopped and, you know, what happened to the deer, because those guys took the deer. But yeah, anyways, do not hunt that close to a highway, because you could risk a lot of lives. You risked 3 human lives and 2 dog lives that day. You could have killed someone. So please be safe when you are hunting and when you are driving, because boy, did that deer total the... You know, Ford really is built tough, because that Bronco took a big hit and it barely... I don't even think it bent the frame. It just shattered and smashed in the front right side and broke the windshield. The reason why it was totaled out was because all of the airbags deployed. And they said that was more expensive than going and buying the vehicle again. So anyways, I have to stop this because I'm back on iPhone. And I need to flip the camera around. The vehicle is a little bit dirty because, well, the work that I do, I'm constantly in and out of it because... Yeah, anyway, so this is a 2022 Dodge Durango GT Plus. I purchased this vehicle from Carvana. I had to get a vehicle pretty quickly so that I could work. I needed my vehicle to work. So anyways, with that being said, kind of glad I went with this just because there's more seats and it's a little bit bigger. So yeah, Dodge Durango GT Plus, kind of nice. It's got its own controls back here for people to be hot or cold, and then also a plug-in. And since I take my Switch with me just in case what I do for work is not busy, and my Switch goes dead, or I have my laptop to do journaling or something. But yeah, there's USB plugs and heat warmers back here with vents for them as well. And then a third row seats. You can tell those really aren't used that much because, well, most of the time they're laid down with totes like this feeling the back. And ignore this because, well, those are my gym bags. So And under here, there is a storage. It's pretty decent size. It even came with a full size. I think that's a full size tire under there. No, it's a donut. Okay, I thought it was full size tire. But yeah, I'm trying to blur that car out, but because that'll be a different vlog. But yeah, it's pretty nice vehicular. But yeah, and then this. It's also got like a sport mode and eco mode, which is always on. It gets really good gas mileage, actually. I get almost 500 miles, sometimes more than that, to a full tank, and that's doing delivery. Sport mode, it does have 295 horsepower, if I remember correctly, which was before I got the other vehicle, which I'll show you guys in another vlog. So yeah, you're going to see some of this stuff, because stuff that I haul around, I kind of do lift as well. So yeah, anyways. But yeah, it's got a really loud speaker system as well. It's also got wired CarPlay. And I get 2 USB-C ports and aux, which this is the first time I've seen. My 2018 didn't even have an aux thing, or an aux outlet, input, whatever. And then 2 USB, I think they're called USB-A ports. So yeah, this is my new vehicle. John has his own. Give me just a second to swap the camera around. Oh, and also my grandma got me this for Christmas. And it just says, see, always in my heart. And then when you open it up, it says, I think it says, I miss you, Dad. I'm trying to see it through, because you kind of have to open up the wings. Oh, it says, I love you, Dad. And then she also got me this cross. So I have some rear view mirror charms. But yeah, anyways, give me just a second. But yeah, that is the vehicle that replaced my Ford Bronco. I miss my Ford Bronco every single day, but I feel like God was telling me that vehicle just wasn't meant for me. That we all go through trials and tribulations, and it's how we deal with them and get through them that matters the most. And cars can be replaced, people and dogs cannot. So count your blessings every single day. I definitely do. I thank God and my dad and all my guardian angels every day for looking out for us that day, because boy, was that terrifying. I still hear it. I still see it. I still have nightmares about it sometimes, but pretty traumatizing, because if I'm driving around and I see a deer, I freak out and I'll go like 30 miles per hour. I don't care if it's 80 miles per hour, the speed limit. I slow down. And sometimes I get a little nervous. Like, I can tell that my anxiety gets a little higher driving at night and stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video. But I've really missed you guys and look forward to getting back to this, because that car wreck really set us back, or set me back mentally and emotionally and physically. So I'll see you guys in the next one.